I was watching a documentary the other day. I don't know if you've seen it. You can go on YouTube and see this. And I showed it to my students when we were studying about suffering in this world. Suffering from a scientific point of view and from a religious point of view. And subhanAllah, I watched this young man, probably about 30 years old. When he was 18 years, he had a car accident. And he lost feeling in all of his body from the neck down to his toes. All he could do was blink, breathe from his mouth and nose, and speak and hear and see. You know, that's all really a human being needs, right? Allah says in the Quran that He made for us sama', hearing, wa basar, and sight. And He also created for us aql, a mind, and a heart, a qalb, which is in here. This is what all you need really for everything. However, this young man, he was paralyzed from neck to his toes. The interviewer asks him in Arabic, "We want to ask you a golden question. What is it that you miss the most? I mean, after being paralyzed, what is it that you wish you can go back, have your body back, have your senses back, and you wish deeply that you can turn back time and have that opportunity to do?" He says of the past, he says, there are three things which I miss the most. What do you think they are? To be able to walk again and feel the earth, or to be able to lift food to his mouth, or to be able to work and gather a lot of money and wealth? What do you think he wants? To be able to come back to be good looking and get the girl's attention? What does he want? Brothers and sisters, I'm not talking about a alim. I am not talking about a scholar here. I am talking about a very simple man who was once a youth like the rest of the youth. And I don't think this has happened to him because of punishment. Because a person who is patient, then this is a reward action. I'll explain it inshallah very soon. What is it that you miss? That if you can turn back time, he said, I miss three things. And subhanallah, this is from his instinct. Doesn't need to think about them. He says, as for the first thing I miss, he said, I miss having my body back, because for about 18 years of my life, I haven't been able to place my head on the ground in sujood. I wish that I can make one more sajda to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And where does this thought come to this person from? I wish that I can make one more sajda to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because I realize how much ni'mah Allah has given us. He said, I say this, but the people around me don't notice this. He said, people don't think like this, because when you're drowning in distractions, you forget all the ni'mah that is around you. He said, as for the second thing, he said, I miss lifting my arms up. He said, I used to lift my arms up. He said, when I was okay, I forgot to lift my arms up often when I made dua. I wish that I can go back just to repay that time and lift my arms up. And when I was healthy enough, I didn't lift the Quran enough. I wish that I can have my arms to lift the Quran up so I can read it. And I wish that I can lift my arms up to Allah in the form of the dua which the Prophet ﷺ taught us, just to come near to my Lord again. He said, as for the third thing which I miss, he said, whenever Eid comes, I used to hug my mother. And when Eid comes now, I miss that my mother hugs me and I cannot hug her back. So my mother, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran, that the parents are the source of mercy. I wish that I can hug my mother as she hugs me. They asked him another question, and there were young people around him. Brothers and sisters, this is not the only man I'm talking about. This just happens to be one of millions. But this is a person whose heart was guided, whose heart was gifted with the hidayah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'll talk about that in a minute, why this is a gift. He was asked, how do you feel right now? He said, I have learnt lessons that no one on the face of the earth can learn.